Hi everyone, Indiana Caver here. Doing a little project at my dad's house to install some railing on the door out of the house into the garage. There's a couple of steps down and Dad's getting a little older in age, and we just want to make sure that he has something to hang on to when he's coming out of the house. I'm actually going to install the railing all along that wall. This house is 40 years old. The garage was never finished. There's drywall on the interior facing walls, but it was never painted. And over the years there's been some stains, and a dog that didn't like thunderstorms didn't get repaired. That's probably something on the list, obviously, that needs to be done, as well as some painting and some general cleanup. But like I said, the house is 40 years old. But the point here is I just want to show it can be relatively inexpensive and pretty easy if you have some basic skills to install some handrail. I'm not going to use fancy staircase handrail. I went to the store. It's pretty expensive per foot, and I went through and said, I could probably do that with 2x4. Given that the garage is unfinished and the condition it is in, it won't it won't look bad, and it will serve its purpose for a lot less money. So to start out, I took the screen door off from the door. Dad never really used it. It just was always open all the time, and he probably used it more for a handle or a rail than anything, and it was shaky and loose, so it's gone. No loss. It was pretty old and probably needed to be replaced anyway, so it's out of there. Also took all the tools and everything that was hanging on this wall off. Didn't want anybody mistakenly grabbing them and pulling them down and getting hurt or anything like that. So we're going to store the tools in a different area of the garage, and like I said, we're going to put that hand railing in here. There's some good videos on the internet about installing railing, and I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to go through a quick one and let you know that it's pretty easy to do, and you can do your research into the hand railing that you want. And also you need to research your local codes, because there are specific heights for that. I know that in my area it's I think 32 to 38 inches from the front of the stair, right here where the toe is, or whatever it's called right there, and so that would be up here too. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to mark my level, make sure I come level off those, and then I'll know where that railing needs to be at. And then I'm going to continue that on off the floor on over to the outer door over there. Alright, I have some lines roughed on. I'm using a magic marker or a permanent marker. And I don't really care. Obviously, like I said before, it's unfinished. If you have finished surfaces, you might want to use a pencil and maybe not mark as much. But at the point here, we're at 36 inches. In Indiana, the top of the rail height is 34 to 38 inches. I looked that up. That's a correction, measure twice, cut once type of thing. So I looked it up. It's 34 to 38 inches, so I shot for the difference, or the average, so 36 inches above the point of the stair. Point right there, and then over here it's 36 inches up to this point. So I drew that line on, and then off the floor the 36-inch point comes in right here, and so then the rail will continue down the rest of the wall at 36 inches there. So I have some rough measurements that I can start dialing in my 2x4s. Alright, I have the first section in, sort of the level section, I guess. I've got a section of 2x4 for a spacer. So, I got pretty big hands. I get a pretty good grip on it. Not a problem there. I suppose this section you can't really get a grip on, but it's pretty small. Hopefully it won't be a problem. I'm using a 6-inch these headlock from Fasten Master. I don't know if you can see that there. Comes in a box of 12. I got a couple boxes of them, and also comes with its own bit for the drill. They're nice. It says you don't have to pre-drill, but I went ahead and did that because it's an awful small piece of 2x4 for sinking something that big in. So I pre-drilled the outer rail and the spacer. I didn't pre-drill into the wall at all. Another thing that you need to take into consideration that I found out is where your nails are. So I probably could have done a little better on spacing these, but the nails in the wall behind it, like these here, are right in line with the studs, of course, where I drill to. So I had to take that into consideration when I drilled these pilot holes and where I sank these screws at. Alright, what I'm doing now is figuring out the angle I need to cut my angled handrail at to meet that proper angle there and the proper angle there. I just have it wedged in between the installed handrail and the wall, so friction's keeping it up right now. Now, I'm not going to get all scientific and measure and calculate and all that good stuff, but I did mark that angle there. Now I can't cut that because if I cut it at that angle, I'll be short up there. But what I can do is transfer that angle to the proper angle on my chop saw, and then if I cut it on the other end, I'll have the proper angle for matching the wall, and then I'll come back and measure and find my proper measurement for the angle on the other end, or the length. Alright, the project's all done. I got everything put on and sort of pulling on it. I think if I'd have to pull the 2x4s out of the wall before this hand railing came out. Right here at this joint, there's no attachment to the wall, so I did go ahead and drill a pilot hole and ran a deck screw up there that I had. So total materials for this job, I used 8 of those 6-inch screws, 2, 4, 6, and 8, and 1 2x4x8, and 1 deck screw underneath there. I used my cordless drill, some drill bits. The screws came with a bit for that, and I used my compound miner saw, and that was the only tools I used. Oh no, I used a level, a tape measure, and a marking stick. So very few tools, very few materials. Job completed, probably total cost under, I'd say under 20 bucks. Definitely under 20 bucks. And not going to be a problem. Nice and secure, going right into the house. So that's it. So if you have anybody in your family that might have mobility disabilities or mobility problems, or is getting a little elderly, you know, you can do some low-cost solutions to help them out, navigate stairs, things like that. One thing left to do is put some trim back on the door. I think I'll go buy new trim. It was pretty beat up over the ages. Again, 40 years old and all that good stuff. Alright, talk to you later.